Hi guys, I'm back with another video. This time this is a video for the collective. We are using I think it's a warehouse box from Pink Fresh Studio. We're using these components and we're trying to use them up. I had already gone through my box and I had previously just pulled these three papers, and I got to thinking. I had pulled these three papers and I had pulled these two elements, the stars and this chipboard set that I was thinking about using because the oranges, some of the color schemes seem to go with other collections. For example, this is Let Your Heart Decide. But then as I brought in stuff, this is from a case of the Blas, and I believe this is also a case from the Blas. Yes. So I decided to bring these blues in, even though it doesn't have any blues on the actual paper. It doesn't not go with it. So I decided, why not? And I decided to use this Tiny Hearts background paper, and this is from the Felicity collection, also from Pink Fresh Studio. I did not receive this in my warehouse box though. I received this from my friend Megan in some Happy Mail. So I decided to use those two papers, and then after I took a second look, I brought out this blue paper from a case of the Blas. I also brought out the 6x6 paper pad in case I decide that I need a couple of extra elements or little touches. Like this one comes to mind because the Let Your Heart Decide has a green, and he has a green on his jacket, but it's not the same type of green. But I figured I can also bring it in case I need more detail or I don't know, something. And then also the case of the Blas has the green as well, but I might not be able to use the sentiments, but I might be able to cut a shape out or something to add to the paper. I might even use a different pattern for layering and such. So I brought the rest of that out, and since I needed a title, I decided to bring in these papers because it did go with this Tiny Heart paper. And so in bringing that in, I decided that I could probably try and pull in some of these elements, mainly these three for layering pieces, and also to make up my clusters. I went through the case of the Blas, and my son is gathering things, and he's telling me that he's ready to go. This also came in with these kind of orangey colors. I figured it's like a mix between the two, so I decided to bring this element in also. And this is also from the case of the Blas, and this is from the case of the Blas, and this green actually matches his jacket. And even though it's a blurry photo, it's a Facebook post, I also wanted to document this because these are the little type of things that I would get a kick out of when my son would do these things. I want to document this in his book so that he can see what kind of personality he had too. He didn't care. He had a Dora phone and a Toy Story camera and cars, keys, like different things. He didn't even care that the phone was pink purple. He just knew he had a phone because his mom carried a phone and keys, and I usually had a camera in my phone. So, and separately I would carry my big camera sometimes too. So that's the things that he checked off his list to make sure that he was ready to go as well when we would go out and run errands and stuff. So I want to document that and write a little story about it for him. I think I'm gonna use this alpha. I've never attempted to do multicolor titles, but I hope it goes well. And so I did this, and I had already said I pulled these out. I don't think I'm using these because that's from my Mini Kit Monday collection. To add to the texture, I wanted to bring in this, and like I said, I had pulled out some of those elements from the case of the Blas, and if I use them, I'll cross them out just like I've done these for the first layout that I did. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and put you on fast forward and see how it all comes out. Okay, so as you see here, I'm starting to layer my photograph with these 6x6 papers from, one is from the case of the Blas and the other one is from that Felicity 6x6 paper pad that my friend Megan sent me. And I keep that one whole, and I end up making another, what do you call that type of layout where it's like, it's split in half? I ended up doing the second layout for Mini Kit Monday the same type of way that I did this one, and I honestly think that I did them back to back, and I wasn't in the mood to think up something else, or for whatever reason this just came out all the same. But the beauty of this scrapbooking thing is that you can do the same type of layout and none would be the wiser, because I did them for two different people. One is for my son's book and the other one is for my niece's book. And so these two layouts are never going to see each other together except maybe on my monthly layout share video. And that's about it. In a book, they won't share the same space. and they won't even be in the same state for that matter. So I am putting this down to the side. It's not that I have a problem using these pattern papers, it's just that I find that a lot of them are very simple or basic, and some of these things, I think it's because I'm also missing like die cuts or what have you. So I am trying to play with the ones that I have, and maybe a note for future reference or for future purposes is that I should take out some more die cuts out and not just try to limit myself to this. Even though I am trying to use up this pink Fresh Studio warehouse box, I do want to use up some of my stash as well. And so I think it would be a good idea to try and get both of them together so that I can try and use up stuff respectively. So here you see me putting on the bows, and I thought that was a good dimensional I thought they were good dimensional pieces to put in. It adds a different texture other than just the paper. And then I decided to bring in some cork. Before doing this layout, I had previously played with some cork, or I see it here on my desk, and I thought it would be good to use. And so I brought out that circle, mini scallop circle to punch out to layer over under the chipboard piece that I also used from the Pink Fresh Studio things. I am putting some of the puffy stickers because I did want to bring the element or use more of the elements of the multicolored alphas from left to right, and also just to use up extra material. So they look like asterisks, but they can play off as being little flowers or just extra elements. I really liked how the title came out. And here you see that I am making a ring with some hemp cord for these keys that I had traced and cut out of patterned paper, and that's from my Mini Kit Monday kit that I just borrowed because there's yellow and red in the letters. I just figured it would be good to just use it if it went, which wasn't a bad idea. I did die cut this Amy Tangerine camera die from a camera die, and I did use several of the stars to kind of go with the title. And as you can see, I am done with this layout. I really liked how it came out, and I really liked that I was able to use stickers and die cuts and handmade embellishments by myself. And I did layer some stars over some of the bows or yarn tassel, whatever. And so you see me here pointing with a pen that I am going to do the journaling, and you can see it in some of the close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the other ladies that are participating in the collective. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!